Okay, everybody. So now we've had our transition, and now we get into the future. Okay, future after lunch. Is there a future after lunch? Yes, yes. Okay. So I'm getting on the high chair here. It's a great chair for second childhood. Might not be a bad thing, you know. We'll have a little alignment. And in this alignment, we will be preparing for this afternoon's open process activities. And by now, we're used to using this fourth ray method that we've been cultivating in the esoteric astrology group. You know, it's a tremendous responsibility to be carrying this teaching, whether on your shoulders or on your back or in your head or in your heart. It's a, you know, it's such a burden. And as DK tells us that knowledge without application only increases responsibility and the karma associated. So I think, you know, if you had in your possession a treasure, so many people have referred to this teaching as a precious treasure, which if rightly distributed could satisfy the needs of many people, you would want to know what to do with it, wouldn't you? You'd want to know how to distribute that treasure. See, because just having it is not enough. Right distribution is, it takes a lot of clear thinking how to distribute rightly your treasure. I mean, I saw an example of a guy who had inherited millions and millions of dollars. He was a rebellious type. He despised the way his father had made the money. And he went through the street throwing money in the street. Just thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars just thrown. And everybody came after him like a bunch of scavengers and picked it all up. Totally useless method of distributing the treasure. Now, of course, if we're not very wise, you know, if we're overbearing, if we don't have the right language to speak in the language of our interlocutors at work, we will also not distribute properly. So there's got to be a right way of distribution for all of us. So that's what we're looking for. What are the practical things we can actually do in the next 14 years, which will help us bring the treasure to humanity so that it can elevate humanity. We don't want to be locked behind the door with this marvelous treasure counting our money, do we? We want to find a way to enrich the people, if I can use, I guess the moon's in Taurus, so I can use these financial metaphors, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look for the way of going forward. So important. Obviously, we have a lot of intentions to go forth with the pit. It's renewing now, and it always works. People are just basically interested in how they relate to the cosmos. But there's other methods, and we're many people here, and we have many ideas. So let's see, we'll have a little alignment, okay? And we'll build on our first little alignment. And we'll go immediately into that sense, because I think we can do it, that sense of group soul. We're here together in soul. And we are surrounding that six-pointed star, because we are the chalice in humanity, into which the great stream of unfettered enlightenment through the Christ and the six masters has to be poured. So we are together in a circle, as it were, around the great ones, and we're in a very receptive state of consciousness. And we feel our connection in soul because we're not just standing around these masters as if we were people. We're more than people. We are immortal units of consciousness pledged to service. And what passes through them can be received. So we attune with the great Lord at the heart of the star. And we know that every effort to reach humanity is blessed by Him. And we attune with the quality, as much as we can touch it, of Master M, K.H., K, Valerian, the English Master, Master R. We know that to attune with these great ones is as if to be en rapport with the Buddhic plane, where for the most part their ashrams are found. And so it is as if a line of influential light passes from the great school to the Christ, the Masters, us touching our heart center, touching the heart and the head center, and through this stream, we will assume that an image or symbol or word or phrase can be evoked if we attune with the inner source of these great ones. We can find image, symbol, word, phrase, which conveys to us how we can bring the unfettered enlightenment of Shambhala out into the consciousness of humanity during these next 14 years. So keep your attunement with the great ones, be receptive, and allow impression which will formulate in the forms mentioned. How can I serve in the next 14 years to spread and develop the greatest light in the consciousness of humanity and upon the earth? And should a symbol, image, word, or phrase occur to you, or some combination, in all simplicity, try to see it clearly, hear it with clarity. Because from such a symbol, you can evolve your destiny in relation to the one fundamental school. This word of power, phrase of power, symbol of power embodies an energy which can be expressed in many forms, but will keep you related to the heart of hierarchy as it relates to the school in Shambhala. Take note of what it is. And this impression will be used in the next group activity in which we will participate. Yes, let us seal this impression with the sound of one Om. Let us just assume that each of us has a destiny with respect to the one fundamental school, that destiny is unique and particular to our energy system, and let us see the practical ways that this destiny to spread the great light can work out during the next 14